Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'll be playing some more StarField. This time I'll be playing at native 4K with the DLSS frame generation mod, just to see what kind of performance I'll be getting. So playing at a resolution of 3840 by 2160. Everything is maxed out. I have disabled motion blur as it's just a personal choice for me. To enable the mod, you do have to have FSR enabled. I'm using 25% sharpening. And of course, this is where you usually do the upscaling, but as you can see, I'm playing at 100%, so that means I'm playing at native resolution. And that is pretty much it for the in-game settings. Of course, we all know StarField is a pretty demanding game. NVIDIA did release a new driver that boosts performance a little bit, but everything is welcome where the game is so heavy. So as you can see, getting great performance with frame generation enabled. It feels super smooth. So just been playing a lot of the side missions. I'm currently doing the Vanguard side mission. So I have to return to Mars and speak to someone, and we can hopefully get authorization to get some more information on the alien creature that's been basically destroying civilizations out here in space. So some of the side missions are pretty interesting. Even this ship that I'm in now, the Star Eagle, I got this by completing the 3-star Rangers side missions. It's going to take a quick rest just to bring my HP back to maximum. Also gives you a little bit of a experience buff as well for I think 30 minutes or so.
Hey there, sleepyhead. What's the matter? Did I wear you out?
Okay, I'll just leave Sarah there. So it's quite a big ship. You can have about 5 crew on board, and it has massive cargo potential as well. So for a free ship that you get for completing a few missions, it's definitely worth it.
What's new?
Let's head back to the Alpha Centauri system. Gonna head back to New Atlantis.
Orbital pattern locked. Easy.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to do a gravity jump.
Yes, we're here.
This is United Colony Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
So not carrying anything that would be deemed illegal. So all clear. There is ways to smuggle without getting caught, but you have to have like certain shielding on your ship to get away with it. But it is possible.
While we're here, it wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
No, we'll avoid the lodge for now. We've got some stuff we need to do. So I'm meant to be meeting someone here. So just hovering over 100 frames per second. Looking at the water, you just dip below. And of course, frame generation brings around 25 to 30 frames.
Over here.
There's still over 60 frames, but just barely.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
And they're really doing human cloning.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
Well, at least you gave me a heads up.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
No, let's get this out of the way.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
So the companion system's very much like Fallout. Depending on what you say, your traveling companion will either agree with you or disagree. If you do too many things that your traveling companion dislikes, they'll start to resent you, and they'll show that within the way they treat you, the way they talk to you. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before, but it again works pretty well. Trust these guys have the very, very top floor in New Atlantis. It's very corporate.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
I'll say we're still trying to figure it out, really.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
Yeah, it did.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Personally, I'd probably say you need a bit more information, because it's quite a drastic step.
Agreed. We collect as much data as we can, then, when cooler heads prevail, we make an informed decision.
Yes, given what we've heard, I find myself in agreement, Captain.
No, the captain is precisely right. We could hardly be expected to make a galaxy-affecting decision on such scant evidence.
Yes, a fair assessment, Chief Diplomat. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's insufficient for the level of action you've requested. Perhaps once we've... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
So these terramorph aliens are pretty much responsible for wiping out complete colonies. Very, very dangerous in this game. And they're hard to take down, so I'm gonna have to use everything I got. Let this guy out.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
That's it! Now hit him with everything you...
These civilians basically need to be incapacitated. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just under control by this creature. I need to take them down. These are non-lethal weapons.
Another loser, another not.
I will not be stopped!
Scratch one over here!
Gotta be all of them, right? Sorry. Yeah, that's all of them.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Okay, let's get to it. These Terramorphs are no joke, so I need to bring out the big guns.
Huh? Was that you?
My God, no time to waste, Captain! Boots in the dirt!
For the Spaceport District.
Massive frame spike there. That's quite unusual. That doesn't usually happen.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Okay, there it is. This one's tough. This thing lights. Yeah, it lights my 45.
Whatever you're experiencing right now is not real. We have to put down that floor.
It doesn't light my 45.
Experts. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
I don't know about your men, but I'll definitely take the supplies. Take as much as I can carry. Probably going to need it. Okay, let's speak to your men.
Rumors don't do these ugly bugs justice.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
I don't think you guys are ready for this. I think I'll do this on my own.
Your call. We're on the line.
Seems my most effective gun is my 45, so I'll keep using this. Can't take them down. Performance has been good, except for that frame spike after coming down to the spaceport, but I think that was more of a one-off. That generally doesn't happen. Maybe it was part to do with the storyline assets loading in or something like that.
I can handle this.
Here it is.
There's another one. They're everywhere.
Keep the distance. All those voices in my head.
Friends.
Yeah, while trying to rip me apart. another one down. There's one more over here. How much carnage this thing's already caused. There's only 3 of them. Keep my distance.
It's everywhere.
Okay, not so tough.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Okay, let's get out of here. I guess the council may need to reconsider opening the archives, considering we've just had an attack. Couple casualties as well.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place. Certainly doesn't feel like it.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Okay, let's get back on the train. Wasn't expecting an attack on one of the most protected colonies.
The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
You're cleared to head back up.
Yeah, definitely are.
Terramorphs.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today. Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Better late than never, but no need for the attitude. It's just everyone's safe.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, after today's events, the Cabinet has decided to revisit its previous decision. We will be supporting your collection of the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Yeah, why not?
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
What's happening, darling?
Full backing to prevent more attacks.
I'm gonna go check in
Understand?
with Chief Engineer Kulkarni.
Yes, what?
Start getting a plan together for that data.
Okay, no problem.
Well, well. Back for more, eh? Oh, I love our little chats. You know how to make a woman feel special.
Yes?
Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks for watching.
Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude.
I was also told the President wants us to get you into the Armistice archives ASAP. So, we've got no time to waste.